guys, welcome to Unbiased Rugby. So this last weekend, another weekend, round 5 of the European Championship. I only really got to watch 4 of the games, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the scores, and I'll just keep the scores as they were, and I'll talk about the 4 games that I actually watched when I get to them. So first game of the weekend, we've got Munster versus Gloucester. I had predicted Munster would win this game. I wasn't predicting that it was going to be such a big hiding. I did watch this game on Friday. I think Munster must be on track to... They really are firing on all cylinders. They are such a well-drilled outfit. Johan van Graan seems like a really good coach. Even though I like the Gloucester coach... ex-Lions coach, I should know this one. Johan Ackerman. I just think Gloucester were completely outplayed. I've got a few notes down here. Joe Carberry was exceptional. Dominant Munster. Also, I felt that the Munster had a better back 3. The one thing I did like, it was good for both sides, was the one try from Gloucester, which was 35 phases. Good because there was excellent defence. It took 35 phases to actually score, but good from a Gloucester point of view that they could go 35 phases and actually score. So yeah, I was entertained with the game. Danny Cipriani, he's back, but now I think he's gone now for a couple of weeks. You can see he hasn't played a lot of rugby in the last couple of weeks. Playing Mostert out of position just seems I don't know, it wasn't the brightest thing in the world. I know Mostert has played for the Lions at one of the flanks, but please, I'm not a big fan of playing players out of position, especially top flight rugby like that. Especially against Munster, you need to have your best side possible. But yeah, great victory for Munster. I think Munster 41-15. So yeah, that's a hiding. That's a hiding by anyone's score. I think that's more like a New Zealand, a Super Rugby score than anything else. Next game of the weekend was Leinster versus Toulouse. Toulouse. I also watched this game. I'm just trying to think here. My favourite player was the Leinster number 1. Got his name somewhere. I will write it down. I think it was very even at some points, but that sustained pressure from Leinster was just absolutely immense. It was just continuous. The only player of any note on the field, probably the best player of the day, was Cheslin Colby. But, you can be the greatest winger in the world, but if you're not getting the ball and you're not getting decent ball, there's no point. It's like I look at Bowden Barrett. He's probably one of the best 10s in the world, but he's got an exceptional number 9 and there's an exceptional 12 on the outside of him. So it's you become a better player by surrounding yourself with better players. So, yeah, I just thought that one thing on the one side where Cheslin Colby was step through, and he did some great tackles. He held the ball up. So, yeah, he probably was my player of the day for that game. But yeah, that Leinster side is it's like a machine. It's continuous. Could open back. Toulouse couldn't open the back line at all. It was just seemed it was a real rush kind of defence, and it was just a wall of blue. And Toulouse were completely outplayed on that day. The score for that was 29-13. Pretty traditional kind of score. But I enjoyed the game. I watched both of those games live, and excellent. Really. Both excellent rugby games. Now, there's a few games that I haven't watched. I've got 1 or 2 that are still being that I've got on my recorder, which I can watch a bit later. But like I said, I try to watch a game or 2 every week. From Leinster was Ringrose, number 15. What a great player! But mine was the number 1, and I've got to chat. If you don't mind, guys, I'm just going to go have a look because it's probably better for me to just do it, because I'm just going to get completely freaked out if I can't see who the player is. I'm sure most of you guys will know it, and I'm trying to learn. I'm really trying to learn the players' names and the players' positions. And the guy's name that's not him. No, it's not him. No, I'm not going to be able to see it here. I don't know if you guys have seen the Rugby Pass index, the RPI. I look at it quite, Kian Healy, that's it, sorry. But I look at the Rugby Pass index, it's really good. There's a lot of players up and down, but it's really nice to see like a broad spectrum of players. Hey baby, sorry, my dog's just down here. And a broad spectrum of players. So if you guys want to go check it out, go check out the Rugby Pass Index. I think it's really, really good. Gary Ringrose, man of the match for me. Okay, now we're going to carry on down the rest of the scores. Munster versus Newcastle, Montpellier versus Newcastle, 45-8 to Montpellier, and watch the game. Bath versus Wasps. I really wouldn't have watched that game because I would have watched a lot of that in the Premiership. 18-16 to Bath. Ulster versus Racing. I predicted Racing to win, but Ulster pulled it out of the bag, 26-22. So it was like a clean sweep for the Irish sides. So yeah, I think that's excellent. It just proves how good Irish rugby is. Toulon versus Edinburgh. Edinburgh 28-17. I would also predicted Toulon to win. I didn't watch that game. Scarlets versus Leinster. Leicester Tigers, I think it was. I predicted Leicester Tigers to win, and Scarlets won quite convincingly. I've got that game recorded too, so I think I've still got to watch. I've got the Scarlets versus Leinster. I've got the Ulster versus Racing, and I've got the Bath versus Wasps. But I'm going to watch them during the week. I try. Half goes to bed. Everyone goes to bed, and then I try to watch a game of rugby. Next game I did watch Exeter versus Custers. Just that Exeter side, I'd been a little bit suspect of their gameplay from a couple of weeks ago, from the last rounds that they were on. But that's just I don't know. It must be the line speeds for these top sides because it really, really is really good. And what I'm finding is, especially with Exeter, it's so fast that they come off, from the breakdown so fast to the next breakdown. It's almost like it's continuous. It's like like a wave hitting a wall, and it's just continuous. And eventually everything breaks, and they scored. But yeah, convincing win for Exeter. I do feel that the strongest teams on the weekend did win. Then I did watch the Lyon versus Saracens game. I was impressed. I was okay with it. It was nice to see Vincent Koch and Makavinapola actually redeem themselves from their last abysmal showing against, I think it was against Sale Sharks. But it also, Saracens exactly the same. It's that kind of size, just continuous pressure. I don't know. The more and more I watch Alex Good, the more and more I actually like the way that he plays. I think he's an exceptional player. I know that there are other players ahead of him for England, but it's that every week I see him. And what I'm finding is, especially a lot of these, the Southern Hemisphere, we don't have a lot of box kicks. Yeah, there are a few, but it's not really about that box kicking. But I'm finding that the Northern Hemisphere sides are so much better at fielding the high ball because I know Alex Good, I think it's the other Williams, I think that's the name, I'm not 100% sure. Geez, they field all those kicks, they catch them exceptionally well. And it's something that's missing in Southern Hemisphere rugby, is that kicking pressure game. I know we're so used to in the Southern Hemisphere running from like our 22, 30, 10 phases score, so it's always this running kind of rugby, but this kicking rugby is a weapon, and the guys up north know how to catch those balls and really put that pressure on. So yeah, I enjoyed the game. I thought the Saracens lineup was atrocious. I thought there was some real issues there. I'm not really from the throwing. I just think it was the calls that were wrong. But yeah, Jamie George, so good to see Jamie George back. I really like Jamie George. Maybe because he wasn't playing last time, maybe he settled that front row with Makavinapola and Vincent Koch. Then the last game of the weekend, we've got Glasgow versus... Sorry, I've actually got to go down here. Cardiff Blues. Sorry, I've got these abbreviated T letters, and I don't always pick it up. Glasgow versus Cardiff Blues, and Glasgow won that 33-24. I'd actually predicted that game. But yeah, that was round 5. it was a great weekend of rugby. The two games I was looking forward to the most, the Munster and the Leinster games, super entertaining. The right team won. But yeah, guys, put down what you thought of the weekend's games, and yeah, hope you guys have a great week. Chat soon. Cheers. Bye.